all season. And when she said earlier, before you got hired, that she said that you were somebody that she wanted to have in Foxville with you. Have you had any conversations with her heading into this game about just facing up with her, and what about Becky and what she's been able to do, not just in Vegas, has really kind of contributed to what you want to build here in Chicago?
The hey, the only conversation that we've had for this game is like we always have like a back and forth with like opening plays. And so she's like, I'm gonna mess up your opening play today. And I'm like, hopefully the same. So that's really the only conversation it's but we talk all the time. And so she's been a huge support system for me and in this transition into this new role. But just in general, like I wouldn't be here without Becky. And so on and off the court, we're extremely close. Pretty much her right hand for 3 years. And so like all the lessons that I learned from her, basketball and otherwise, like it's just provided so much valuable insight for me, and still provides a resource for me to lean on in tough moments. And so I lean on her a lot, I trust her a lot, and it's reciprocated on her end as well.
What are things off the court? There's obviously basketball that she can teach as well, but what are things off the court and building relationships and creating teamwork and those things that are so intangible that you learned from her that you wanted to bring to the shop?
Yeah, I think the consistency and being true to who you are is first and foremost. And then she just has, out of all the coaches that I've been around, she just has such a great understanding and balance of when to turn it on and when to lighten it up with their players. And I think that it comes from the years of experience of both being a player and being a coach at multiple levels. And so she just has a great feel for her locker room and her players. And I think that comes with the investment that she puts in to the people first. And that's something that I try to mimic on my end, just from of how I cultivate relationships on and off the court with our players. And it's something that that I've had to, find how to do in a similar but different way, being in this role. When you're an assistant coach and you're a player development coach, you have so much hands-on time on the court that you naturally are able to build those relationships. And as a head coach, you got so many other hands in the fire that you gotta be creative in terms of how you do that. But while doing it, you also gotta be, again, true to who you are. And so that's what I've tried to do here.
Coach, what does it say also about just her aspect of teaching? And I feel like she's passed that along from the coaches that were before her. How has that worked for you? And then how are you passing that along as well?
We joked last night that her coaching tree is top 3 in techs in the league this year. So but no, I think that again that she the wisdom that she imparted in us comes from the experience that she was able to give us on staff. She didn't micromanage us. She allowed us to, myself and Natalie and Charlene, she allowed us to do our jobs and to do it in a way that's authentic to who we are. And so I think that is noticed and respected amongst the players, which also helped build the trust in us, knowing that they were getting everything that we had. And so we wouldn't have been able to be in that position without the freedom and the leeway that Becky would instilled in us. So
Becky, and the streak that they're on, winning 10 in a row, what is it that you see that you can take away from them or disrupt what they've got going
on? I think you have to be good at not throwing consistent coverages at them. You have to keep them off balance and off rhythm. If they have a good dose and understanding of what they're about to see, they're just too good and too talented to expose you from that standpoint. And so you got to be creative on how you can, whether it's after timeouts or what have you, of being able to switch things up and give them different looks that maybe slows them down just a little bit. But I think where they've kind of turned the corner this year, in addition to adding Melissa, I think that it's been in their pace of play. I think earlier they were still trying to figure each other out, and it caused them to be a little bit more stagnant at times. And over the last 10 games, the ball is moving, they're moving, and so that's when they're at their best.
Becky said something kind of interesting. She was talking about the pace aspect that's just been like a little bit lower than in previous years. And somebody asked if that was intentional. She's like, no, I hate playing like that. But I have to kind of accept that about this team. that teams kind of have their own personality and sometimes you just have to accept certain things and maybe go against what you would want. Are there any things like that with the Sky where like maybe you wish they were kind of this way, but you just kind of had to accept like, no, we actually just need to be this way?
Yeah, for sure. I think that the first dose of that was when Sloot went down. And I think that her ability to impact pace comes with her ability to advance the ball up the court with her passing. It's her passing that that helps the pace of play more so than the ball handling and things like that. And so I think that we've been able to supplement that at times with by giving so much freedom to Angel and being allowing her to push it up in transition. And I think that we've had to mix up in terms of how we played inside and out and through our post players, whether that's in the low post or in the high post areas. We just had to adjust from that standpoint.
We're obviously all gonna see Candace's jersey get retired tonight. And one thing that's consistently come up from her peers is the work she's done on the court, of course, but she's always juggled that with things off the court. She's always been plotting and planning this, career off the court as well. And so during your time with her in Las Vegas, what about her routine stood out to you? Like, what did you see from her that she was kind of juggling and her mastery and that?
I think that she sets a standard for herself to be great, to be excellent, and she doesn't accept anything less than that. And I think that I think that she with the injuries that she sustained, in the latter part of her career when she was with us in Vegas, I think that one of the things that led to her retiring was just the fact that like she couldn't be who she wanted to be anymore. And so I think that there's a level of greatness associated to that that you can't take away from her. And I think that translates into everything that she does off the court. She's great in everything that she does. And I think that is the standard that she has set and the expectations that people have for her and that she wants to live up to. And so the impact that she has had on and off the court, it to me is inspiring no matter who you are, no matter the age, no matter the sport, no matter the gender. She's someone that I think that it minimizes her impact and her legendary status by just relegating it to just what she's done for women's basketball. I think that it's what she's done for the game. And she continues to be an inspiration in everything that she does.
We'll go to Zoom to Nikias, please unmute.
All right, Coach. Wanted to ask you about the passing between Camilla and Angel. It's felt like, in addition to some of the traditional high-low looks, we've seen more of like that lower on the floor, big passing between the two. So I guess from your point of view, how are you kind of balancing their ability to make those tight window throws versus some of the spacing that you may want between those two?
I think that with Camilla, a lot of her facilitating comes with the attention that she attracts down low. And I think that where Angel's been able to thrive this year is the spacing that we've provided for her outside and around her. So now that she has such great vision when off the dribble that she's able to get downhill, get into the paint and create outside shots that way. And, I think that I've said it the last couple of games that like our bigs have been our best facilitators this year. And a lot of that is just the nature of our team. Our guards are more floor spacers. And so our bigs have had to be the ones that generated outside shots for us. And so they've been really good at finding space to play in and getting into the pockets and into the teeth of defense and being able to have that vision to create because they're such willing passers. And that's kind of how we've been able to, to manage that spacing of, utilizing Angel a little bit more on the perimeter to get downhill and then utilizing Camilla inside.
Thanks, everyone.